came on, India only chasing 193, as we mentioned earlier on. There were 35 for ones, 8 overs left in the day. And it wasn't just one that he got out Karen Nair and Shubman Gill, who basically immovable in the first two tests at LBW, then first class president, Ashat Seaton up the night watching before this over play. So 58 before, suddenly their chase becomes really difficult rather than relatively seemingly straightforward chasing. They only one down, 2 for 11 in 4 overs. But it was how he bowled, and it was the tracking data showed that at that time it was the second fullest pitched spell by an England seamer of 4 overs or more in terms of the average bounce position. We think of Bryden Cast often bowling sort of short, almost like this enforcer role that we talk about, but he bowled to a different plan, and it turned that game in England's favour. There's over 4,000 overs in that data set. Joffa Archer had bowled an even fuller spell later in that series. But it was a kind of dramatic moment. We often get these kind of phases towards the end of play where the crowd's really into it after 6-7 hours sitting in the sun. And it was a brilliant spell of bowling. And also, I think when we look at this, to see how England bowled in Melbourne, albeit in helpful conditions, pitching much fuller. Think back to that Cast spell against India at Lords. I think they might have bowled the wrong lengths by quite a significant margin in the
Why? That you can bowl there. Why? Why do they have to be this way?
So we need to choose a winner. We've got a few slightly left field calls here. So we've got Josh Tone in the county championship against Alana King, 7 for 18 against South Africa in the Women's World Cup. Bryden Cast.
Well, it's a tricky one actually, because none of them actually won something at that point. For me, one of the reasons I was at the time is that his spell, they won the over 20 runs, and it broke ahead of him, and it gave a title to Nottinghamshire for the first time in a long time. Carl's spell, as though it was a couple of wickets, and lots more stuff had to happen. But Alana King 7, and there was a point at which, like I said, it was something like 5 for none. It was utterly crazy. I suppose in terms of just like being weirded out, Alana King's spell, although I do still think that, Josh Tone did basically win the county championship in that spell, but I don't know.
Well, I'm happy to go with Alana King just because I absolutely love leg spin, and it's an art that doesn't maybe get quite as much air in international cricket, so it would be ideal. So that's our winner. Alana King to report to BBC to collect your silver salver.
The TMS podcast from BBC Radio 5 Live. This winter, cricket's oldest rivalry is reignited. England and Australia do battle to compete for the Ashes. Hear live ball-by-ball commentary.
Dan?
Well, for me, I can't look further than Perth because of the what ifs. And this was an awful thing. So, series after series, 2013, 2017, 2021, England have lost. We know that. They've been pummeled. We know that. They've never looked like getting close to winning a game, which has been part of what's made it so incredibly difficult to watch. And then it had this first day, and England got the same job, and we thought, oh no, same old. But then a 5-pronged bowling attack and bundled Australia out, giving England the lead of 40 on. And it just felt at that moment that, oh my goodness, we've got the West Indies pace attack from the 1980s, and this is going to be so thrilling. It's so un-English as well. And all we had to do is hold our nerve. And for the first session, England held their nerve. They did it really well. I thought, in that morning session. We picked up that 10th wicket. And they went to lunch. Was it 99 ahead? 1 wicket down. And 2 sessions later, they lost the Test match. How do you do that? How is that actually physically possible? I still can't. The numbers don't add up. They don't make sense. You've alluded to them already. The 3 drives on the arc. I would literally walk 10 minutes to somewhere else, didn't know what the score was, with a degree of confidence and happiness and sprightliness in my step. And those misery and big. And even then, setting 2 205 because there was some good made auditing, wasn't there, from Atkinson, among others. He thought on a tricky pitch, you know, high score of the match to win, to be blasted out by Travis Head because they'd gone for a really ridiculous short ball ploy rather than bowling in exactly the same way as they bowled the same time the night before. It was mind-boggling, and it happened in 2 days. And so there's all sorts of other things that go with that crowd. Now, I was doing lots of events for people who had flown over just for the Perth Test match. This was sort of their bucket list thing to do, and they got 2 days, and they had to go down the Margaret River or whatever it is. You know, oh great. Listen, whatever anybody says about Perth, it's hot Croydon. Right? That's all it is. It's tiny and it's hot Croydon. But you know, it was. I thought that was. It was awful.
It's hot Croydon, is that what you said?
Yeah.
He was suddenly back in the depths of despair, going, well, we can't afford to lose to Brisbane, which is not where any England team needs to be.
It's going to be hard to beat.
It's going to be very.
Henry was on nomination.
Well, on a purely statistical level, West Indies all out of 27. We mentioned it a moment ago. Day-night test in Jamaica in July. Mitchell Stark takes 6 for 9 in just 7.3 overs. Innings is done in 14.3 overs. There's 7 ducks in the innings. It's horrendous.
He would have loved it. That's results, wouldn't he?
I don't know. But for me, it was just dispiriting because sometimes you see a performance, you think, oh, that's exciting. A team's playing brilliantly, but then I don't know. There's this sense of, oh, this is this future game.
Well, weren't they? They were a really, really spicy crowd. The West Indies kept on bowling Australia out quite well. You see the scorecard, you go, oh, they bowled Australia out for 200.
And then
It's horrible response.
but 27, I mean 27.
One more than the 26 that New Zealand got against England in 54 which is the lowest score in First League history.
I don't think we're going to beat Perth. My nomination is England losing to India at Edgbaston on one of the flattest pitches that we've seen in England in decades. India 587, England 407, 300 of them in one partnership between Brooke and Jamie Smith. With collapses either side. India 427 for 6 declared. Shubman Gill scored 430 runs in the match. That's a lot of runs to score. I think the second most ever in a Test match. England then had to bat for basically an hour plus the 90 overs on the last day on this flat pitch. Akash Deep bowled brilliantly, but they lost 3 wickets. Classic England, 72 for 3 off 16, and then lost comfortably in the end with over 30 overs to spare. And it wasn't just that they lost on that pitch with so much time to spare when it was quite a simple, straightforward task. India, people say, why have India not declared? Why have they gone on so long? I think they wanted to remove any hope. You've seen particularly the early years of Bazball, England really brilliant at chasing in 4th innings, the big chases against New Zealand, that amazing 370 plus chase against Edgbaston in the delayed 5th test. A couple of near misses against Australia in 23. So they've been really good in 4th innings. India just removed hope by leaving England 608 to win, and England just dealt with it really badly. And I think we're talking about the accumulation of scar tissue denting the confidence of the Bazball England.
I'm going Daniel again.
I think Perth walks this one. That was a defeat that I think will haunt English cricket.
Although, just as a very quick point on that, the Australian media and fans have turned on Australia because the England won rounds of gold. And once that happens, we saw it in 10-11.
Yeah.
Once that happens, you're so on top in the series. England had it. It was there in the palm of their hand. And then, like an empty can of VB, crushed jar.
Well, that's what Bazball does do. It really hates being on top. It was like when Ryan walked off into the floor in 2023. It's like, oh, everything's working in our favour now.
Basically,
We need to throw it away.
it's James Bond when the baddie has got Bond locked in a room and says, rather than finishing the job off now, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and I'll pop back in 10 minutes.
Oh, he's got away.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh, has he? Oh, there we go.
Perth wins our worst defeat of the year. Have a more positive category now. Comeback of the year. My nomination for this is the South African cricket in South Africa has taken an absolute battering over the years. They sent pretty much a third choice team to New Zealand during the World Test cycle that they ended up winning because they made their top players play in the
It was very much sending the kids out for the Carabao Cup.
it was players who basically played their only test of their careers in that series. There were 7 of them. They don't play much at home. When they came to England in 2022, their batting was terrible. There was good bowling, but they had a real struggle. They were heavily beaten in Australia, and in really quite a short space of time, they regenerated into a really effective team. Now there was a lot of complaints before the World Test final that they hadn't played the top sides, or played India at home, but they hadn't played England and Australia. But they won a lot of games. Aside from that, they won in Asia, they beat Sri Lanka. In Asia, they won under pressure to qualify for the World Test final, and they made it there. And then they beat Australia really well. Brilliant. Fantastic bowling from Rabada, in particular. He had nine wickets in the game, and it is just one of the great stories that almost like the players have kept that flame alive. Their administrators are almost marginalising Test cricket in South Africa. And they put together a batting lineup without really any absolute level stars, but with lots of players who made contributions throughout that cycle. They had an amazing number of players, different players, score centuries in the 2024 calendar year. And this fantastic bowling attack with Rabada and Marco Jansen, definite sort of World 11 candidates. And I just thought it was, and brilliantly led by Temba Bavuma as well, who's a really interesting cricketer, doesn't have amazing numbers, but plays a lot of really high value innings, not necessarily centuries, but he did the same in India. Henry, what's your comeback of the year?
I'm going for Jimmy Anderson returning to T20 and 100 ball cricket after an 11-year absence from the last time he played the T20 Blast, because nothing else. The man's commitment to continue playing is so admirable. I love it. If he hadn't been dropped in the Test side, there's no way he would have elected to retire. He would have been desperate to be at the Ashes.
It's not a bowling coach anymore, because you don't have a bowling coach who thinks he should be in the team and the other bowlers.
And arguably should be at times. Anyway, coming back to playing the T20 Blast, 11 years away from it. The last time he'd been playing it was around about the time Freddie Flintoff made his comeback. Ended up with 20 wickets in the competition, got a deal with the Manchester Originals in the 100, and showed that he's high class in the format, still got it, and I just thought, good on you, Jimmy Anderson, for giving the crowd what they wanted. And if nothing else, what is sport if it's not for spectators to have something to go to the games for? Great fun, and he didn't just sort of come as a novelty act. He actually performed really well, and I thought good on him.
And you know what else he is? He's now Lancashire's championship captain next year. Unbelievable.
So here's a scenario. Jimmy Anderson leads Lancashire to championship glory. Ashes 4 years' time. He's captaining England and Australia. You heard it here first.
Get it.
Bring that on.
Dan, comeback of the year.
Well, mine's a quick one, but it was just into the moment, and it was Jofra Archer's comeback at Lords, and we've been waiting for Jofra Archer to be back ever since he played in that summer of 2019, and then again in COVID summer 2020. But he hasn't been in front of crowds, had he, since 2019, and Jofra, or Jofra, as he said he wanted to be called at one point this year, he's sort of totemic. He's such a little small, tiny, he's just languid, he's skillful, he's brilliant. There he was, and half of us were thinking, oh no, please don't let this be like what we say, please let his arm fall off, please don't let it all just go horribly wrong. And instead, in his first over, he gets Yashasvi Jaiswal, who has been a scourge of England for quite a while, caught it slip. And it was just a moment where there was just this burst of relief and joy, and also fair play to him, because people, for whatever reason, they question the commitment to cricketers, whether they really want to do Test cricket. And Jofra Archer's been a little bit under the spotlight for that, as it really in it for white ball cricket. He's so obviously